Hold it right there. Do not pack these 5 EDC items into your checked luggage the next time you board to head out on some summer adventure. These items aren't gonna raise a flag at security, and these items are small enough to fit in your pockets, making you one of the most prepared travelers this summer. So let's dive in and find out what these travel-ready EDC items can really do. If you're new to the channel, this is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and have some fun. Now, most people would argue that having a plier-based multi-tool on your person every day, regardless if you're traveling or not, is an essential piece of kit. I subscribe to that idea, but a lot of those type of tools come with a blade, which make them basically impossible to carry on and take with you as you travel, and you have to put those in checked luggage. I personally like to travel without checked luggage anytime I can. And the tool that I'm talking about right here is the TSA approved bladeless Next tool. This is a 9-in-1 keychain based multi-tool that has pliers right there. This thing is so good, it has actually replaced my bladed everyday carry 24/7, 365. I've had this thing, I think, for 9 months now, if I remember correctly. I use it daily, but I can just head right on and fly anywhere I need to with this little tool, because we have wire cutters, we have bolt, be able to hold bolts, needle nose, do all that stuff. It's spring loaded, so that's awesome. And then you can close this little bad boy up. It is compact, lightweight, and on the exterior, not only do you get scissors, and these are good scissors. I mean, these are gonna cut a lot of stuff and go through a lot of stuff. Everything on here is slip jointed, so it does not lock. So it's got really good spring-loaded scissors. Then we're going to get a pry tool, flathead, bottle cap opener, all in one right there. Then right behind that actually is a SIM card remover. So if you need to remove a SIM card, or if there's just something really small that you need to get something worked in there, I have found that to be useful on more than one occasion. And then, even without a SIM card. And then finally, you do get a 3D Phillips driver. So you get all of those things with a little keychain tether. And they even have, does this one have the glow? Yeah, it has a glow cube, so you could potentially find it in the dark. Best part, I think they're like under 25 bucks, still under 25 bucks. And that really is part of this whole system. Not only does it fit on my keychain, and all of these items I actually carry on my keys, again, 24/7, but I can take them with me. And that's what makes them so malleable, so capable in just daily living, but especially when you're traveling. So if for some reason, now this is based off of my experience, I've traveled with all of these items, didn't have any issues. A lot of them claim to be TSA approved. Obviously, it's kind of up to the whims of whatever the TSA officers are thinking and what they're doing, and whatever security lines, and I don't know if overseas has slightly different rules and whatever. But the benefit is, if one of these things gets confiscated, it's not going to break the bank. None of these items are over like 25 bucks. So if something does for some weird reason get confiscated or taken and you can't talk yourself out of it, you're not breaking the bank. Okay, so I'm gonna have a link popping up actually over to my Amazon affiliate store, Gideonstactical store. So at any point in time, if any of these items make sense for you, you can just click that link. It's in the description box below as well. You guys can check those out so you don't have to try and remember all this stuff, and makes it easy to find. So leave a comment. Especially, I know some of you, when I was doing the review on this, have been traveling quite frequently with this. I've taken it a few times. It works, and it's a very, very capable tool 24/7, and especially when you travel. Now, we follow up with that with this little guy that I bought last year in preparation to go to Blade Show. And this is a titanium pry tool. When you need a little extra leverage, maybe a backup or something to a multi-tool, this little guy right here, I paid, I think like $16, $17 for. And it has enough of a little bit pointy angle right there that you could absolutely pop in and tear open a box or a package. So it's a package opener. Really thick plastic it might not be able to do, but it's got prying capabilities. So you can use it as a pry bar, do all that stuff. It's got a bottle cap lifter again, so you can hook it onto different things, pry stuff open. And then it's a flathead as well, so you can use it as a flathead screwdriver. Has a nice big pass through there for your keys, and just hangs out. Very capable little tool, a backup to that multi-tool. Or maybe you're like, yeah, I don't want to take, I have a old Leatherman squirt. God knows why they discontinued that, but whatever. And so you just don't want to invest in a multi-tool, but you're like, I could see some value in something like that. They have a couple different sizes. I went with the more compact, so it just didn't seem as like aggressive and more likely to draw attention. But traveled with it multiple times, no issues. Now, just like you have to have the appropriate travel-ready EDC items, you gotta have the appropriate travel apparel. You don't wanna be, digging through stuff and taking belts off. I mean, it's just such a headache when you're having to go through security. And that's where the sponsor of today's video can potentially help you and me this travel season. I'm talking about LA Police Gear and their Terrain Stealth Athletic Shorts. I got these shorts a few months back. They have 8 pockets, and these things are really well laid out, nice and deep to be able to carry wallets, boarding passes, cell phones, the gear we're talking about, and even a few extras. You can get them in 3 different lengths, 6, 7, and 9 inch. I'm a bigger guy, so I went with 9 inch. You can get them lined or unlined, depending on your athletic prowess. And they have a really good drawstring elastic waistband, so you don't have to worry about ripping that belt on and off when you're going through different security lines and doing different things. It just makes travel super streamlined, but these are extremely comfortable to wear when you get to your location and the weather's warmer, or you're gonna use them as your workout shorts at the gym before you go into your meetings or whatever it may be, because of the different design layouts, colors, lengths, and lined and unlined. These are awesome, and the best part, they're really inexpensive. Currently, they're on sale for 24 bucks when I'm making this video. So they bring a lot to the table, and on top of that, I have my exclusive 10% off promo code you can actually use site-wide. So I'm gonna have a link popping up. It's in the description box below as well. I invite you guys, check out these shorts so that you can stay nice and cool and prepared in the apparel arena when you head out and travel. Next up is this little guy right here, and this can be used for multiple things. I actually, on the daily, use it as a toothpick holder. Just found, as I've hit 4 decades of life, that stuff just kind of gets stuck in my teeth a little bit more than it used to, so that helps me be able to deal with that. But they have different sizes that are available. This is also great for pills. If you are on medication, or maybe you need sleep aids, or just different things like that, you can get several pills in here that just help you with those type of scenarios. Emergency medication, stuff like that can be fit in here. And again, they have like ones that are double the diameter if you want to do that. Actually, the one that I got was just a kit. It came with 2 little ones, 2 big ones. I like the little one because that's what I use it for, is the toothpick. I don't need medication for it. So that's an option. You can build out other little stuff. If there's other things that you feel like are important to you inside a little tube like this, it does give you a little bit of extra storage that's on your person in an emergency. Now, I have kids and I absolutely love them, but sometimes traveling, especially in airports and on planes, buses, all that stuff, it can get kind of noisy, and maybe you want to sleep, or you just want to read and focus, and maybe your headphones died, maybe you just don't want to listen to any music, and again, it's sleepy time. Having portable headphones, earplugs, awesome. So these are called earpiece. They come with a larger tube with, I believe, 2 different diameters and different things like that. These I just have all the time in case I'm working around power tools or there's some sort of issue, just trying to protect my hearing more than ever. That's what they are right there. Just earbuds, not for sound or music or anything, but bam, you just wedge those in there, solid. I'm gonna be able to sleep. I'm not gonna hear kids crying on the plane. I'm not gonna be disturbed. I can focus if I maybe need to write emails, prep something, whatever, and not be distracted, and then pull them right out. And they're so compact. They fit my ear perfectly. And again, I think they might come with 2 sizes, but yeah, just goes right there. You thread it on. Those things have seen some love. Compact, small as it can be, and really help out when traveling. Now guys, I had to throw in a bonus item. And if you've been watching the channel, I love my Veer tactical field watches. Those are analog watches, they're just awesome. But there are times where analog, or certain situations where digital just makes more sense for me. And the Casio Worldwide watch is awesome for travel. Not only is it just like so freaking cool, right? But on top of it being inexpensive and just a cool kind of touch, you can stay on time. Who knows, your phone is buried for whatever reason, it's charging, name it. You stay on time, but it has all of the time zones across the planet that you can set. And if you travel a lot, you can set up to 3 separate time zones that all you have to do is hit the search button and it'll bounce in between. So I'm near DIA, Denver International Airport, so that's where it normally sits, but I can just hit it and then it goes to East Coast time, and I can hit it again and it goes to Hong Kong time, and then it cycles back through. So you can go through that, and actually, I'm sorry, 4. So then I have Paris for like mainland Europe. So it's actually 4 that it can hold at any one time. And kind of save, but then you can set it for any time zone on the planet. So that just makes travel and flipping through time zones, especially if you go back and forth a lot, super easy and super cool to do. Now, last but not least, one of the most important pieces of any EDC system is independent from your phone illumination. I think that that is absolutely essential. Your phone could die, could be used for something else. It's not very powerful. You need some sort of illumination. And you could tether this to your keys. It makes it pretty bulky, so I like to carry it on my weak side because it does come with a pocket clip. And this one is very unique. I talked about this a few months back. This is the Coast KL35R. I wanna make sure I get that right. What makes this really unique is that it's polymer, so it's very lightweight. Coast is a very well-known brand. It's a USB-C rechargeable, has a little port right there. You have your standard illumination, which we all know up to, I believe, 600, maybe 650 lumens, a couple settings, that's it. Just you cycle through, easy to do. It does give you a little green orb telling you that we're good for juice. Here's where it starts to get really good. Not only do you have the linear tether and the ambidextrous pocket clip, so you can put it on the bill of your hat so you could read something or have a hands-free illumination if necessary, but it has a secondary light on the side here. This is where it gets really good, because not only do I have this flood light or area light with 2 different settings, but I can also get red light. I know aviators love this. They absolutely love this. So that they can read maps. You could read something and not really disturb people around you. And because it's at a 90-degree from the lens, not only is it freestanding, but with the clip, you could just clip it to any piece of clothing, and then you could read a book, you know, do something, write, do whatever you need to do, even if you don't have a baseball cap. So that gives you a lot of capability there. And I believe, I can't remember if there's an emergency setting. Yes, there's it's not SOS, but it blinks. Does that too. Very, very cool. 20, 25 bucks, something like that, last I checked. So all of these items, very inexpensive, very carryable, very easy to have with you. These are part of just like my regular EDC in general. I rotate through the pocket clip, or excuse me, the flashlights, just testing out gear. But that's one of my favorites to kind of come back to on a regular basis. And I actually build that out with a survival kit that I take with me in my EDC bag, because of its versatility with that light. But these things are awesome, easy to carry, easy to use, and would make any person's travel that much more prepared, but that much more convenient at the same time. But I wanna know from you guys, especially if you travel a lot, what are some EDC items that you found really work, that you can carry on you, onto the planes, and be able to travel with? Always appreciate it, so that maybe I can make a 2.0 video around the holidays or something like that. So appreciate your guys' time today. Check out the other videos, subscribe, and always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.